Thinking of buying a used car, but want the peace of mind, safety, and technology features of a new car? Then you owe it to yourself to consider nearly new from EchoPark.com. Visit EchoPark.com and shop hundreds of low-mileage 1 to 4-year-old clean Carfax vehicles that are still under the original manufacturer's warranty and priced up to thousands below KBB retail value. Now open in Charlotte on Independence Boulevard. Echo Park Automotive. Get the new car feel without the new car price.
You are live at the Literary Lounge with your host, Destinee D, bringing you the newest and the brightest of the literary world right to your ear hole. Every Saturday from 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tune in, listen up, and learn something. This is the spot for new hot authors who are given the opportunity to shine. Each Saturday from 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will showcase a new author here at the Literary Lounge. We are taking out the time to give all of our literary friends an opportunity to showcase their work. The New Author Spotlight is a platform that allows us to ask up to 10 questions or more to give you, the audience, the most in-depth current information about each writer in their literary piece. We will have a new guest every week. Stay tuned. Hey, this is your girl, Destinee D, live on WTLR Radio. And today's date is January 12, 2019, and we are staring down episode 34 of the Literary Lounge. Today's guest is going to be none other than Miss Candy Williams, also known as author Candy. Her new book is called Jealous of the Way He Treats Her, and it's published by Transparency Library Publishing Company. So we want to give her a full hour opportunity to let everybody know who she is, where she's from, what's going on with her new book, how can we reach out to her, how can we grab a copy, and all that good stuff. So you guys stay on the line, listen in, tune in. You can either listen to us via the internet on blogtalkradio.com/WTLR, or you can dial in by calling 646-787-811. So let's see if she is on the line. Miss Candy, are you there?
I'm here.
Well, hello. How are you today?
I'm finding yourself.
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for being on the show today. And we look forward to having this full hour interview with you. So let's jump right into it. So let everyone know who you are and where you're from.
Well, everybody, my name is Candice Williams, also known as Arthur Candy, and I am from Orangeburg, South Carolina.
All right. Now, just to let everybody know, give us a little bit of background about how you began writing.
Well, I began writing because, I started out by reading different authors on Facebook. An old friend of mine introduced me to them, and as I began to be reading their stories, I decided to write a story of my own, and that's where it all started, first of all. So, yeah.
Okay, so did you have any thoughts about writing, like in your earlier years, like high school, any poetry or anything that prompted you to do that later on in life?
Yes, I actually wrote a full story when I was around a teenager. But it was like a play around thing, and I also was in love with poetry and stuff like that. But I never really thought about making it into a full career until I got much older. And then, like I said, back to where I started now, when I started to read different stories by Facebook authors, that prompted me to go ahead and write my own book. And that's where the process truly begun. So, yeah.
Okay, so being that we're talking about your new book, Jealous of the Way He Treats Her, can you give us like a brief synopsis of what the book is about?
So basically, it's about a relationship. They've been together for a minute. They live together, and everything seems okay in a relationship with the woman's perspective. But the man's perspective is, he's not getting everything he wants out of the relationship, and he wants a little more. Even though he loves her, he wants a little more. So he goes out and he tries to find the missing link to his relationship. But who he finds it with is kind of like forbidden for him. But he decides to go along with it anyway. And, she eventually finds out who it is and what's going on. And they are going tit for tat in just a lot of stuff, a lot of drama. And her old ex actually pops back into the picture. And they start to rekindle everything. And they don't really go together, but they just talk as friends because he wants to respect her relationship. And I think that's one of my favorite characters in the book. They eventually, there are a couple of surprises involved. The situation gets very hectic between the relationship. The relationship falls apart. But there's like a twist in the story to where her current ex that she broke up with tries to be the good person in the situation. And so he tries to help her out with some things that's going to happen to her and stuff like that, including her new boyfriend, the old ex. So it's just a lot of different things that's going to occur and so much drama. You're going to meet family members, and there's going to be so many surprises. And even the one she's cheating with is going to find backup to help complete her case, and it's going to be crazy. So, yeah.
Okay, so how long did it take you to put the whole thing together?
A few months. It didn't take long, but about a few months to actually put everything together. I actually thought about the idea, and I just basically wrote what I saw in my head, and I really did. I kind of like organized it, but I didn't really like organize it the way different authors do. I just decided to just start writing it, and it just came along. So, and then it just started to flow when everything came together. And then I was done with my story, and I was like, okay, I'm satisfied with it.
Okay, so how did you go about getting it published and putting it out there for everybody to read?
Well, at first, it was very difficult. I was going to go indie at first. But as far as the financial side, I just decided to go with a publisher. I actually asked on Facebook for publishers because I didn't really know who to talk to at the moment. So I posted many different statuses on Facebook. I actually went through many publishers. I went through 2 until I found my third choice, and I chose my third choice, and that's the one I stuck with, and I'm pretty happy about it. And it took me a while to get out there. I was supposed to be an author a long time ago, but it didn't work like that. So I just trust the process, even though it was hard. And I'm finally where I need to be, so I'm comfortable with that. And I think I'm going to stick to my decision.
All right. So that's good that you found a good publishing house to get your book and everything out. Did you find that difficult, or was that easier than what you had went through before?
What do you mean, like the third publisher? Like was like were they more easier to go by?
Right, because sometimes when you're an author for the first time, you have expectations of what things might be like, but then it ends up being more difficult than what you expected, or either sometimes it's like it was easier than you thought, like there wasn't as much headache as you thought that there was.
I mean, at first, like I said, when I was publishers, it was very difficult because I did have expectations, and I wanted to make sure that I was getting the best out of the services that I was receiving from the publishing company. And when I went through my first two, it was very hectic, very stressful. But when I found the third one, I decided to, at this time, I was really tired. I was already stressed out about the first two. So I just wanted to make sure that I was making the right decision. And it took me a minute, but eventually it came out the way I wanted to. I got my book out there. It went on Amazon, and everything turned out okay. So I'm definitely thankful for that. And I would recommend the publisher to anybody who wants to get their book out there as far as fulfilling their dreams of becoming an author without all the stress and headaches. So, yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you a little bit about the book. Okay. Were there any particular parts that you just could not stop writing? Like there was the mode was going so quickly and your brain was flowing so fast that you just couldn't stop writing?
I mean, as far as the relationship between her ex and her was, I think, the best part to write. That really kept things going for me. And the incident that happened at the party, I think that was another part. So, yeah, it was definitely parts in there that was very alarming, and it just kept flowing and flowing because it's something about writing the story that makes you want to keep going because it's exciting. And, yeah, so parts like that. And as far as the main part of the story, the killing scene was something that kept flowing as well. So it's a lot of parts in the story that definitely flowed and definitely didn't want me to stop writing. So I had to complete it until it was done. Sometimes it took all night, and yeah. Mm-hmm.
So how long before? Like, when did you publish it? Like, when did it come out?
It actually came out last year in November. It came out on the 8th. And I was so excited when it finally came out. I was sharing it to all of my pages. I was sharing it everywhere. I was sharing it on my Twitter account. I was just sharing it because I was excited, and I just couldn't wait because it was finally my turn to shine. It was my turn, so I felt honored by that. So yeah.
All right. So have you noticed any good reviews or any good publications from people who have read your book so far?
Yes, actually, every review so far was a good review. I've either got 4 stars or 5 stars. Every review was good. The only review that had something not really negative to say, but the only review that had in it was that she said that she would have gave it a 5-star, but there were some grammatical errors in the book, and I said, well, that was okay. I wasn't worried about that, to be honest. I wasn't. Yeah. So, but as far as everything, I got 5 and 4 stars, and I'm thankful for that. The reviews were running kind of slow at first, but they're starting to pick up. But every review so far is positive.
Okay, that's great. So
yes.
You said you use social media to kind of plug your book and stuff like that.
Yes.
How was that? Was that difficult, or were they slow at first and then they started picking up? Because I've noticed your book sales and they look pretty good. They look really good.
Yes. At first it was very difficult because my book was was a paperback book, and that version dropped first, and everybody was like, oh my God, where's the Kindle version? So everybody was kind of like enraged about it. And I was like, y'all just chill out. I'm going to get y'all what y'all want. Then it turned out to be the 99 cents. And everybody was just, I guess people were still upset because they wanted it to be on Kindle Unlimited. So I went back to my publisher and I spoke to her about it, and we spoke about it. And I was like, well, this is what people wanted. So we need to give them what they want so that these books this book can flourish. And so she made it happen, and then I put it out there. And then I was also told by one person that my book will not sell because I'm a new author and that was too high. And so I was getting a little negative feedback, but overall, people are starting to come around. I wanted to give up because people were not gravitating to the book at all, but it eventually came around. So I'm just taking my time and not stressing about it, letting it all flow, and that's how I'm going about it.
Yeah, because I was about to say, it's real easy for people to say negative comments when it comes to someone else doing something, but I've always said, what proof do they have of what they're speaking of? Like most people who talk bad about somebody else, like especially those who write, don't even have a book that's out. Like I feel like the only way that what you say can hold any validity is if you published a book. Like, don't talk bad about my book if you haven't even attempted to write one. So I kind of like push those thoughts and those comments to the side, because unless you've been where I'm at, you can't give me, any feedback on what I'm going through. Like, I can't stand when people do that, especially like you have people who start businesses and stuff like that, and they tell you, oh, it's going to flop. Ain't nobody going to want to deal with your business. Nobody going to want to, pay you for what you're doing, this, that, and the third. But what business do you have? Like, how can you say mine is going to flop when you haven't even attempted to start a business? So,
yes, it happens.
I'm glad that you didn't allow negative Nancy's to keep you from doing what you're doing. Continue to keep positive. That's why I say continue to keep positive people around you, because that makes all the difference. The lack of support is always one of the reasons why people don't succeed. And when you have good people in your corner, it makes it a whole lot easier for situations to go over well. So if you have any good people, anybody that you can go to as far as on a positive note, please do that. Please stay in their ear. Because sometimes that's what makes or breaks a person is having that good support system, somebody to fall back on, a listening ear. So that's good. And with that being said, we're going to take a short break, and we're going to come right back. So please hold on the line for me, okay?
Okay.
This is the spot for new hot authors who are given the opportunity to shine. Each Saturday from 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will showcase a new author here at the Literary Lounge. We are taking out the time to give all of our literary friends an opportunity to showcase their work. The New Author Spotlight is a platform that allows us to ask up to 10 questions or more to give you, the audience, the most in-depth current information about each writer in their literary piece. We will have a new guest every week. Stay tuned.
All right, guys, and we are back, and we are live here at the Literary Lounge on WTLR Radio, and today's date is January the 12th, 2019, and we are into episode 34 with our special guest by the name of Miss Candies Williams, and we were talking about her new book called Jealous of the Way He Treats Her, and we were getting some information about her new book, a little bit about herself. So we want to go into the next segment of the interview where we talk a little bit about her writing style and also a few things about her connections as far as her social media plugs and all that good stuff. So, y'all, let's see if she's on the air. Miss Candy, you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, great. So, when it comes to your new book, what prompted you to write it? Like, what was the initial mindset of how this book came about? I know you said that you had read other people that was on Facebook and it just prompted you to write, but what made you come up with Jealous of the Way He Treats Her?
Well, to be honest, my head has a lot of ideas. And I thought about an idea one day, and truly because a lot of people go through situations to where someone is always jealous of something or jealous of another person. In life, people go through situations to where they go through heartbreak and they go through pain. And I basically wanted to write about something relatable, something that deals with life itself. And I kind of started to brainstorm the idea. And I thought about the characters' names and how I wanted to present them. It's crazy because I added 2 extra characters, close story, but they didn't even come to my head until close to the end of the story. And I decided to drop them in there for extra assistance. And I was asking people how they think these ideas would go. So I definitely was looking for feedback. When I was writing the story, I kind of told people the idea and asked them how would they perceive it, and they was giving me their information. And I was basically saying, well, yeah, they said that my idea was fine, and I just thought about it. But I definitely wanted to write about something that happens in everyday life. I didn't want to write a book because, like I said, a lot of authors tend to write about, things of the same nature. And then again, I wanted to be a different kind of author. A lot of authors write about, they write a lot of hood books. Now, I don't have a problem with that because I love them, but I wanted to be out of the box a little bit and be different. So I think that's another thing that prompted me to write, because I wanted to be different. I don't want to be that author that writes about what everybody else writes about. I want to write about something unique but different. So, yeah.
Yeah, so what kind of category would you put this book in? Is it like just relationship, thriller? How would you go about? Is it urban? Like how would you categorize it?
Yeah, basically relationship and urban fiction, pretty much. It's pretty urban. That's how I would place the book.
So if you had to pick one of the... Go ahead, honey. What was you saying?
Oh, no, I was just stating that I would put it in urban.
Oh, okay. So with this book being said, who would be your main character as to who you like the most and why?
Well, one of my main characters would be Jasmine, and she's actually the girlfriend in the book. And the reason why I would pick Jasmine is because she's a strong person. She's very goal oriented. She doesn't mind helping. She doesn't mind going the extra mile for her relationship. She doesn't mind being a stay-at-home person. She doesn't mind sacrificing herself for who she's with. And I think that's important to give in your relationship. And that, like, she's just very friendly. She's a happy person. But she does experience heartbreak. And I think that it's good to have a woman who knows how to express their emotions, for you to know how they feel. But I guess you can say my other favorite character goes by the name of Marcus, and that's actually her ex. And I appreciate his character because he's so sweet and so giving, and he doesn't mind going above and beyond for what he wants and who he wants. Even though they had a crazy breakup, which you will learn about in the story, when he comes back into her life, and he's so respectable of her relationship that she was currently in. He's not like other guys, well, I'm going to get her anyway. You know, he was like, no, she's in a relationship. I can't disrespect her. I got to wait. So he was very patient. He didn't try to rush her to be with him. He just waited his turn like a good man should. And I think that he was also my personal favorite because he was just so giving about everything. So, yeah.
Right. And, you know, it's funny that you should mention that because there have been people in the past who have had relationships, good relationships, with other people, and something stupid happened and they broke up, and then it's like after the fact, you know, the person that did whatever it was that was stupid realized that they did something stupid. And then it's like, I need to get them back because they was really good for me and I messed up. So, you know, when you do have somebody who wants to be in your life, especially with that type of situation, it's kind of hard for the other person to, like, let go of why they're not together. But it's also another eerie type of feeling because it's like, you know, you had a past with them and now they want to be friends, and it's like it's an awkward friendship because you know what you had prior to the friendship. So sometimes it's like an awkward situation because I have a situation like that where a person and I was together and they kind of like kicked me to the curb. But it wasn't my fault. It wasn't my doing. It was more like them trying to keep me from having to endure with their health problems. And I was like, well, yes. I was like, don't kick me to the curb. You need me more than ever with your health problems. You know?
Yeah.
So it's like now we're friends. Now we're best friends. Like I'm literally in his hospital room right now, doing this interview, taking care of him. Right. So it's like even though we don't have that physical relationship, we still have friendship beyond just friends. But you know, it's like he actually like trying to make up for it. So it's similar to that situation in your book. It's like he trying to make up for it. He felt bad about doing it, how he did it, but I understood his reason. But I don't know why he would think that I would be that shallow as to walk away when he was in his weakest moment, you know. But some men are like that. Some men are don't like to be vulnerable. And it's like they don't want to show their softer side or their weaker side, which I found that out the hard way. But yes, I can definitely associate with the characters in your book. So where can we actually find your book right now as far as anybody trying to purchase it?
Well, it is actually available on Amazon. If you have a Kindle account, you can read it for free. Or you can buy a paperback if you're feeling a little risky about it and you want to try a paperback. And you can also purchase it at hold on, let me find it because I want to make sure that I get the website correct because I don't want to give anybody the wrong information. But like I said, you can go to Amazon and do that. You can also go to the transparencylibrary.org and find it on there. There will be a page on there that is an author page of mine, and you can purchase it. I think it's $7.99 on there, I believe so. And you can purchase that paperback on there. Just make sure you give them your information, and they will give the book. But if you want a signed copy or a bookmark inside the book, then I would have to send them a copy of it. And I'm also getting ready to order some books, and I'm going to be selling them. So you can also reach me on Facebook and get the book there when I get the copies, and I can give you the information. You can also read about my book if you want to find out information about the book.
Social media.
Huh?
I said it's good that you mentioned your social media because we're going to give all of that in just a second. We're going to give all of your information as far as your links and your pages and all that good stuff. So give me one moment. We're going to do one short break, and we're going to come right back, and then you can give all of that info to everybody who's looking to find you and stuff.
Okay.
You are live at the Literary Lounge with your host, Destinee D, bringing you the newest and the brightest of the literary world right to your ear hole. Every Saturday from 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tune in, listen up, and learn something.
All right, guys, and we are back, and we are live at the Literary Lounge on WTLR Radio, and this is your girl, Destinee D, and we have Miss Candy Williams as our special guest today, and we were talking about her new book, Jealous of the Way He Treats Her, and she was just about to give some information about how you can contact her, so we want her to be able to give all of her social media plugs, if you have a website, or any email address or anything that you want to give so that people can connect with you, you can do so now.
Okay, so like I was saying, you could also, first of all, there's Amazon. Of course, you all know you can go to Amazon and download the book. It is on Kindle Unlimited if you have that, or you can buy the paperback. You can also visit transparencylibrary.org and get the paperback for $7.99. But if you want a signed copy and a bookmark, then I would have to send you a book. You can also order from the website, and if I have a book on me, I can send it to you. You can also find me. I am also on Twitter at DArthur. It's actually DI Arthur. You can also find me on Facebook. I have 2 Arthur pages, but I only use one. The official page of Arthur Candies 2. You can also find me on there, or you can go to my regular Facebook page at Candice Williams and send me a friend request. It's okay. I would gladly accept you. I also have an email address. It is CandyTheArthur23 at gmail.com. I mean, no, my bad. It's CandyTheArthur 26, I'm sorry, at gmail.com. So you can also reach me there. So there are plenty of ways for you to reach me as far as connecting with me, asking about my book and all that good stuff. You can also read about my book. I'm also featured in a magazine. You can also find that on Amazon. It's a CL Monthly magazine. The January issue, you can also catch me in there. So there's a lot of ways to get in contact with me as far as my book and to learn information about who I am and just get to know me. I'm a really friendly person, so don't hesitate to ask me any questions you would like to know about my book and as far as what I have coming up and stuff like that.
I'm glad that you mentioned that. Do you actually have any events or book signings or anything coming up in the near future?
Not as of yet, but I'm trying to work on something. I don't really have one as of yet, but I'm definitely trying to figure out what I'm about to do. But I really don't have a book signing, but I do have more projects in line for me to release soon so that I can put more of my books on the map and get people to know different sides of how I write and different collections of things. I also do short stories, and I'm also thinking about making that a collective and putting them all in one book. So I have a lot of ideas in mind, and also I have a book discussion coming up in February that I'm going to actually be talking about my book. So that's why I'm kind of letting everybody know about the book now so they can get prepared, so they can ask me any question they want to about the book once I have the discussion. Because I want people to be able to interact with me and me interact with them.
Okay, so are there any qualifications in order to be a part of it? Like, do you have to have a copy of the book in order to be a part of it? Are there any fees to join it? Or give us a little bit of information about that.
Actually, the only thing you really have to do is make sure you read the book. The book event is in February the 23rd, so you have more than enough time to read the book. Make sure you leave an interview. I mean, you don't have to basically leave a review, but I would love for you to leave a review to let me know your feedback so that when I have the discussion, you can engage. It's actually going to be through a Facebook Live video. If anybody wants to have me on Facebook, it'll be a Facebook Live video where I will be interacting with the readers and letting them ask me questions that we're going to talk about the character. So just make sure you read the book in general and make sure you know about the book so that when we have a discussion, you won't be crazy trying to figure out what are we talking about.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So
a lot of
give
people
us the
do
date
that, and that's crazy. I'm sorry, what?
What was the date and the time for that event again?
The date is February the 23rd. The event is going to be at 7 o'clock. I'm trying to do it at 7 o'clock p.m. It's going to be via Facebook, and it's going to be a Facebook Live video. I know a lot of people are familiar with that, so that's probably how I'm going to be doing the discussion where people can drop things below, and of course I'm going to be talking out loud. If you want to be brought on camera with me to discuss the book in general, that's also available to people who want to do that. But like I said, guys, just make sure you read the book. Don't be coming to my live video trying to figure out what's going on, because that's not very professional. And you have enough time to read the book. And I know a lot of people have busy lives. That's why I did the event for February, because I know people have kids and families and things. So I'm trying to give people enough time to read the book and get familiar with who I am as an author. And maybe that'll bring more readers in as well.
Okay, sounds great. So do you have anybody that you want to give a shout-out to or anything like that as far as who helped you along the way, like any plugs that you want to drop right now? You can do so at this time.
Well, first of all, I want to give a shout-out to an old friend of mine. Her name is Victoria. I want to give a shout-out to her. I want to give a shout-out to my ex, Jimmy. I want to give a shout-out to my mother, my sister, my aunt. Like, I just want to give a shout-out to my family and just basically any friend that's helped me along the way. But I got to give a huge shout-out to God, because that's the main source to all of this. If it wasn't for his guidance, I probably would have never put out anything. So before all of them came, there was God who actually helped me with the mindset in order to do this. And of course, like I said, there was Victoria, and there was Jimmy, and there was my mom and my sister and everybody else who played a part in making it successful for me. But the main person would really be my ex and my old friend of mine. They would be the main people out of everybody, because they helped.
Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
So if you had a friend of yours or somebody who was looking up to you as far as being a writer and seeing how you came about your writing career, what would be your, I guess, positive vibe that you would give to them to encourage them to keep doing what they're doing?
Well, if somebody was looking up to me and I would give them advice, I would say never stop. Don't give up. Don't allow things to discourage you, because there's a lot of things in life that will discourage you to stop doing what you're doing. Oh yeah, also jealousy is a no-no. Do not get jealous of other people in what they're doing. Find your own path and take it. Don't follow anybody else's path as far as trying to be like them, because when you try to be like other people, you fail. The best person you can be is yourself. Relax. Don't worry about how far you get, and if somebody is far away from you, you can make your own level. So make sure that you are patient. Patience is definitely key. Make sure you find, and it doesn't matter if you want to be signed or indie, you can still make it. I know a lot of indie artists who are making it just fine. And then I know signed people who are making it just fine. Don't worry about your class, your classification. It's gonna happen. If it's meant for you to write and be an author, it's gonna happen. But it takes patience and it takes the right attitude.
That is indeed true. It does definitely take the right attitude. I definitely agree with you on that. And it's real easy to hear other comments from other people and feel like, that you're not good enough, or to feel like you shouldn't even attempt to try. But that's when you have to buckle down and really focus yourself and steady yourself and just let things happen. See, a lot of people force stuff, and when they force stuff, it doesn't fit. How older people say, trying to fit a square into a circle.
Yes,
if you like you said, patience is good, because like the Most High may be moving stuff out of the way or moving people out of the way that were no good for you, to bring the right connection, to bring the right person into your space, to make everything flow through just fine. So I do definitely agree with you on that note. Let's see. So what can we look forward to in the near future? I mean, I know you said you had a couple more books that you wanted to drop. Do you have any titles for those yet, or what are we looking for?
So like I said, first of all, I do a collection of short stories. I actually shared 2 of my short stories inside of my artist group, so if anybody wants to go check that out, like I said, they can find it on the official page of Arthur Candy, the number 2. I actually had the official page of Arthur Candy, but no one was really interacting on that one, so I made a second one, and that's kind of going downhill too. But I'm not going to change it no more. I'm just going to stick it out. I actually did 2 short stories on there, and I'm thinking about doing more short stories and just putting them all in one book. And then I also have a series that I want to drop soon. It's a 2-part series. Oh, yeah, and by the way, Jealous of the Way He Treats Her is a standalone book. That's one book, so people won't be looking for a part 2. But I am gonna think. But I'm thinking about doing a backstory on one of the characters in the book that was really suggested. Well, yeah. But my series is actually called My Sister's Keeper, and that's a pretty complex story within itself. And I wrote it out. It's already pre-written. I just have to go in and do the edits and stuff like that. But that book is scheduled to come out pretty soon. So, yeah, I have a whole lot of other ideas that I want to write about as well. So I'm definitely keeping the ball rolling.
All right. Well, that's good. That's good, because you never want to be idle. You want to always keep stuff going, keep stuff in, keep the irons in the fire. Once you get started, it's kind of hard to stop anyway, because I find myself in the same position. I kind of like stepped back and did a few other things, but there were still books that were coming to me that I just had to put out. So I definitely agree with you on that too. And I'm happy to hear that you kept going. Despite of the obstacles, despite of the naysayers, and despite of the trials and tribulations and the headache, you kept going. You took your own advice and kept going and kept pushing. So that's a blessing within itself, because a lot of people, going through the same situation and with the lack of support kind of did give up. But I'm glad that you were one of the ones who didn't, because I really, really thoroughly enjoyed your book. I think it was very, very good. And I encourage anybody who has a moment of time to read your book, definitely pick up her book. Like how you said, there was a few areas in there that were not expected. And I'm definitely not going to give away the book. So the only way you would know what we're talking about is if you read it. But I will tell you one thing: you will not be disappointed, because I was not disappointed. And I said that it was a couple of spots where my mouth was just wide open, and I'm like, what? And then I had to go back to the page before it and read it again just to make sure that I was reading what I was reading. So yeah, girl, bye. Girl, bye. I just sat there and I was like, what? But yeah, so if you
I've actually got a lot of comments about that. I was like, that's what it is.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. I wasn't expecting it, and I'm sure they won't either. That's why they was feeling the same way I was feeling. But yeah, it is definitely a good book. I think that it's awesome as far as being your first release. And I'm so happy that you've gotten good reviews and you've heard great feedback when it comes to your book. And just for those who don't have Miss Candy on your page or on your timeline, trust and believe, she is a go-getter. You hear me? I mean a go-getter. I see her book cover. Listen, y'all, I see her book cover on every timeline since the day she released her book. The week before she released her book, she was popping. Listen, if you don't see at least 5 to 6 different posts of her book within a day, something ain't right. She is really, really plugging and promoting this book. And let me tell you, it's making a difference. It's making a big difference, because it's every day she's getting new followers. Every day she's getting new sales. She is really pushing this book. And that I have to give her, her props for, because she is really, really pushing this book. And I encourage anybody who has, the Kindle Unlimited, grab that book. It's free. And I get after people sometimes, because I feel okay, anything worth having is worth paying for. And you have so many people who would rather pay nothing than 99 cents. And I'm like, you spend that on a burger.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You should be able to spend 99 cents. It's not like it's breaking your bank. It's not the last dollar in your pocket. And, you have to keep it in the same mindset as if it's your book. Do you really want people to have your hard work for free? Do you not want to see?
It's basically about popularity rate, to be honest. I think that the only people who really buy 99-cent book is authors that they're used to. And since I'm a new author, they don't really want to give me a chance because I'm new, so they rather get it for free than to pay 99 cents. But the authors that they're used to, they'll pay 99 cents all day, and I see it on Facebook all the time, and I'm just like, really? I'm like, okay. I'll just work for my place in line, and then when I get there, it is what it is. Not gonna fight you.
And I agree with that. And I'm like, the least you can do is support your babies. To grab a copy of the book. I understand that the Kindle Unlimited was a feature that was added later on, but still, support is support. And believe it or not, with every book that I drop or with every book that I publish for other people, I buy the copy flat out. And that's just to give them support, just to give them a leg up. Because, Amazon has this crazy way of saying, in order to be on the bestsellers list, you have to sell so many copies within the first couple of hours of its release,
Yes.
and it's best to have like people lined up with pre-order if you could, so that way when you do drop, the most of your sales is right there when it comes live. So it's like that very first purchase is almost always the way of getting on to, you know, the actual list. So I try to do as much as I can when it comes to buying at least the first copy, if nothing else. And then there's like the support as you go along. So with that being said, I do really applaud you for your hard work and your effort and the things that you're trying to do with this new book. I encourage anybody who has the opportunity to get the book, grab a copy. Okay, guys, this is a really good book. And with that all being said, what I want to do is I want to give you a moment to give your reflection as far as the interview itself. If you have any words of wisdom or anything that you would like to say, you know, to anybody else, you know, now's the time. You can say whatever you need to say now.
Well, yeah, I would just like to tell everybody to just, if you have any kind of dream, even if it's not an author, if you have any kind of dream, just don't give up. The worst thing you can do is give up on yourself. There's a lot of naysayers and doubters out there who is going to come for you and going to make you feel like you're worthless. You just, like I said, you just have to surround yourself with positive energy, positive people, and you have to make sure that you are equipped to handle the good and the bad. If you don't have tough skin in this industry, you're not going to really make it, because you have to be able to deal with the negativity and positivity. So basically, keep your head up, keep striving for success, keep those positive people around you, keep building up your fan base no matter what. It may be some days where things are just going slow, but just try not to give up. And if you feel like giving up, go to a person who you trust and talk to them, even if you have to cry about it, because I know a lot of times I cried. But at the end of the day, I made it over. I'm still making it over. It's not over yet. I'm still going to struggle, but I'm still going to make it. So I just encourage everybody to do their best, stick it out, keep God first, or whoever your master is, whoever, you know, I'm not trying to be religious-based because everybody doesn't have the same religion. So I'm going to respect everybody in that decision. But make sure you keep your head high. Keep a positive mind. Stay focused.
All right. And with that being said, I'd like to thank you for taking out the time to be on the show today. I think you did very, very well with bringing everything across the table. You know, normally most of the people who are the most nervous actually do the best. So you did very well on your interview, and I really thank you for being with me today, and I really, really enjoyed myself. I encourage anyone who has not read her book yet to grab a copy, guys. Really grab a copy. Take a chance on her, even though this is her first book. It's actually a really good book. So with that being said, if you have any final words, you can say so at this time.
That, you know, everybody has a great day. And I just want, like I said, everybody just to stay positive no matter the situation in life. Keep your head up, stay positive, be strong, don't give up. And like I said, overall, just be you. No one is going to be you like you. And make sure you keep a positive attitude in whatever you do. And make sure you just strive for success. Don't let nobody tell you what you can and cannot do. Prove them wrong, because I know you can. So that's all I have to say.
All right. So to let everybody know, you have listened to Miss Author Candy, and this is episode 34 of the Literary Lounge, and we would like to thank you for tuning in. And if you have the opportunity to go online, this interview is available for playback at blogtalkradio.com/WTLR. Just look for the link with Miss Candies Williams for today's date, January the 12th, 2019. And you'll be able to play this back at any given time. It will also be aired on our YouTube channel. So if you have the availability to go to YouTube, you can also play it back on our page. Be looking out for my links and everything on my timeline at Authoress Destinee Divine or Destinee D radio personality, and we'll be looking forward to hearing any good feedback that you have for this interview. And with that being said, Miss Candy, we will see you later. You take care and be blessed and have a great day, okay?
All right. Thanks for having me on the show.
Oh, you are so very welcome.
You are live at the Literary Lounge with your host, Destinee D, bringing you the newest and the brightest of the literary world right to your ear hole. Every Saturday from 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tune in, listen up, and learn something.
All right, guys, if you're not doing anything next week on January the 19th, we are asking you to tune in because we have a young lady by the name of Tamara who is going to be on our show next week. So if you're not doing anything, please look for Miss Tamara Davis as being our special guest.
This is the spot for new hot authors who are given the opportunity to shine. Each Saturday from 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will showcase a new author here at the Literary Lounge. We are taking out the time to give all of our literary friends an opportunity to showcase their work. The New Author Spotlight is a platform that allows us to ask up to 10 questions or more to give you, the audience, the most in-depth current information about each writer in their literary piece. We will have a new guest every week. Stay tuned.
Will your child be ready for kindergarten? At Chesterbrook Academy Preschool, the answer is yes. Our curriculum offers the perfect balance of learning and play. Our teachers personalize that experience for each child through engaging activities that develop the skills they need to be ready for what comes next. Attend a Chesterbrook Academy open house on Saturday, January 26th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. To find a preschool near you, click the banner or visit chesterbrookacademy.com. That's chesterbrookacademy.com.
Let's say you just bought a house. Bad news is, you're one step closer to becoming your parents. You'll proudly mow the lawn. Ask if anybody noticed you mowed the lawn. Tell people to stay off the lawn. Compare it to your neighbor's lawn. And complain about having to mow the lawn again. Good news is, it's easy to bundle home and auto through Progressive and save on your car insurance, which, of course, will go right into the lawn. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Discount not available in all states or situations.